Alright, welcome back everybody to the monthly MeSA Hearthstone tournament. And for this round, it's a match between CaraCute and Tope, or at least we're gonna call him Tope. So we're
So
your
let's
casters.
stay faithful with the pronunciation.
Mm-hmm.
Tope.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm Gia, and with me is Paulo, who is doing his first cast for MeSA Hearthstone right now. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. This is Shapalo in the virtual flash, baby, and this will be a new face that you will see in Twitch. Mind you, my first appearance whenever in a stream, and the good thing is the first appearance that I'm gonna do is in a tournament. So that's something, right? So you're gonna admire me. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
I'm sure you gained some fans already with that. Grabe. So much
Hopefully.
energy. Napahiya ako. Alright. So, how much do you know about these players, Paulo?
Yeah, I'm glad that my first ever cast will be CaraCute. Actually, she's one of my favorite players in the Philippines. It's very admirable that she cannot be a full-time player, right?
Mm-hmm.
She cannot be a full-time player. She is a mom, she has a full-time job, and she's still kicking the competition out. I mean, that's gonna be something for a
Yeah,
player.
Kara's
really.
had an insanely good year, and as far as I know, she's also in the top 64 point earners
Yes.
for APAC, so she will qualify for prelims as long as she keeps it up this month.
That's true.
That's a huge thing because last season nobody from the Philippines qualified through the points way. We had
Yeah.
some Tavern heroes, but none in the points. So I'm really looking forward to Kara proving that she can do it the way everyone expects. So let us get into the game now, and it'll be Tope on this weird burn mage and Kara on the evolved shaman. And we say the burn mage is weird because why don't you tell us a little bit about the tech choices?
Well, but I'd like to skip that because I want to look at patches on the hands of the shaman player right now
Yeah.
because that is the best draw that you want you want to have. I mean, like you have patches in your hand. That loses every advantage you're gonna get when you're playing patches.
Well, you're so mean to patches. But
Yeah.
honestly, I think that in Shaman, it's not as bad to draw patches as compared to something like Pirate Warrior because especially since the Shaman is going second, they have an extra card anyway. And with Flame Tongue, patches can still have some synergy. So let's not count Kara out yet.
That's actually
But we do see that Tope has a really insane draw for Mage early game, double Mana Worm and Arcanologist. That is exactly
Yep.
what the Mage wants to see.
exactly in the early parts of the game you want double mana worm. That's your opponent is forced to actually deal with those two before the snowball starts rolling, right?
Yeah,
And the thing here is, Kara actually has a good play in the first turn with that Primal Fin Totem. I'm just not sure. What do you think? Is coining out the totem worthy like choice for Kara?
Yeah, I think she had to do it because if the shaman falls behind in the board, it's really hard to get back against the mage
Yeah.
because the only board clear you run is Maelstrom Portal, maybe
Mhm.
Devolve, but the shaman absolutely needs to get ahead on board before the mage can clear. I mean, technically the mage is favored in this matchup already.
Yeah.
And the only way the shaman can get ahead is to kind of snowball early in the board and get a bloodlust off as soon as possible. So if Kara didn't coin out the Primal Fin, she would have lost the only chance she had to in the game. So I think she had to do that.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense because one of the strengths of a shaman, I mean shaman itself, is to have the tempo or the board control itself. And if the mage player gets the control of the board early, remember that, I mean, mages have a lot of removals and wipes, and you're just gonna lose the board.
Yeah, and
And as a shaman player, you're gonna lose the game basically
for
after that.
sure. And note that Tope runs double Volcanic Potion, I think. So
Yeah.
that's the card that Shaman really does not want to see. And even if Kara was able to get that Flame Tongue value a little bit and coin out the Primal Fin, she is falling behind so much on board because Tope had that insane opening hand now. And honestly, I don't see how Kara can come back from this. Tope can get value trades here and just be sitting pretty. He has Volcanic in the back pocket in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, that's true. But don't forget this thing from below. Always a very valued card. Like you just need to summon like 2 totems, and you're gonna get. It's already overvalued, right? You're gonna get 5/5 taunt for 4 cost.
Yeah,
And,
here it's 2 mana only, so definitely the only thing Kyra can do here. So Tope actually doesn't have single target removal in hand here, but if you draw something like Polymorph or Fireball off the top, the
and
game
he
is
will.
just...
He definitely will.
Oh, wow,
Like,
calling it now.
yeah, because it's a mage. It's a mage deck. Of course, you're gonna get like.
Everything you need when you need
No,
it.
actually, no. Just ignore me.
No, it's fine. I feel you. I feel like there's a bit of salt there, but as a shaman player, I can
Okay.
relate. Every time mage top decks what they need, but it's okay. So, Kara thinking about whether she wants to play the thing from below here, and I kind of think she has to.
She has to. Yeah, she
So-
doesn't have any other plays that she can do. And she
So-
cannot skip the turn right now, right? She
Yeah.
needs to have at least a bit of presence on the board right now.
Maybe she's thinking about patches and then evolve and maybe get some good two drops,
yeah.
but it doesn't seem like enough here.
True.
So, so Tope actually didn't get the fireball, so now the thing from below presents a bit of a problem, and he could think about just playing the Harrison for tempo, but looks like he's gonna trade the Mana Worm using the barrier buff and a ping, which seems
Yeah.
much more safe play.
Yeah, I think that's an okay play. It's not really that bad, but yeah, I think it's okay.
So Kara now, not much to do in terms of minion development. She didn't even roll spell power there, which she would have liked to play the Maelstrom portal to clear the whole board.
Yeah.
So now she's thinking about whether it's worth it to play patches and Maelstrom just to clear the 2/2. I think she might go for it. And if you do that, the correct order is to play patches first, because Maelstrom can drop the 1 mana 2/3 that makes your minions more expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's one of the interesting cards that they actually released. That
Yeah, I feel like it was just there to give shaman players a hard time. So, Northshire Cleric actually a very good role because of the healing totem on
Yeah,
the board.
I just noticed that he has this healing totem, and that's a huge synergy for Shaman. Just remember, Shaman doesn't have much drawing cards, except Mana Tide maybe.
Yep.
But now she has a very powerful drawing card in the Northshire Cleric.
Yeah, unfortunately, she wasn't able to get a value trade there.
That's true.
So, because Tope found a very appropriate turn to play the Doomsayer, Kara actually can't put any damage on her minions to get the draw. So it looks like she might just pass this whole turn. Yeah, this also goes on to turn 6 of Kara, so it plays around something like Doppelgangster Evolve. So good timing on the Doomsayer from Tope.
Yeah, because if you play Doomsayer, for those who just let's say kind of new to the game, playing Doomsayer in the board setup like this allows you to get the board next turn, because usually if your opponent doesn't have anything to deal with the Doomsayer, it's just actually 7 health. That's a very it's a very sticky minion for a minion that will wipe the board in the next turn, right? It allows you to take the tempo next turn when you actually lost it, which in this case, Tope actually lost the tempo.
Yeah, so Kara's hovering over the Jade Claws, which is very scary because if she doesn't attack with it, Tope gets double draws off of the Harrison. So I'd like to see Kara hold this there.
Oh yeah, that makes
So-
sense. Because actually Harrison and a mage deck, that's I don't know. Have you encountered a deck that plays Harrison as a mage? Personally, I don't see that much, at least in my level.
Yeah, I agree. No, don't worry. I mean, it's not a common choice for sure. And in the very first iterations of Gunter Mage, the weapon removal of choice for Mage was actually Gluttonous Ooze, not Harrison.
Yeah.
So, and even now, Ooze has fallen out of favor, so it's very rare, I'd say, to see Harrison in the deck. So now Tope actually had nothing to do unless he wants to play Harrison for tempo,
Yeah,
which
just for the
feels
tempo, yeah.
awful.
And with a 4 health, he's not actually that sticky for a minion that you want to just regain the tempo with.
Yeah, exactly. It's weak to Jade Lightning from Kara, so she's just free to develop this Aya here, and now Tope probably
Doesn't have
Yeah.
a good. I mean, ice block. I think he already had
Yeah, he
activated
has-
an ice block,
Mhm.
and that is the worst draw that he could possibly imagine, right?
Probably, yeah. He would
Yeah.
have wanted to see like Arcane Intellect or Medieval
Yeah, that's
Guardian
true.
if it's in the deck. So now he could just think about fireballing, but I think there's a spectator bug. Looks like he just pinged past that turn.
Yes.
So Kara now with a Mana Tide, kind of a good draw as well because she doesn't have that much to do. She really wants to hit her Doppelgangster here. so
Yeah,
that
she
can
wants
get
to
that
get
evolve.
more useful cards in this point of the game because she can't do anything with the cards in her hand right now. I mean, you cannot just bring out the flame tongue on that, right? There's no reason for you to do that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's too early rather to be playing the
Yes.
flame tongue just for extra damage. So she smartly attacks with the Jade Claws as she equips it because she knows there's a Harrison in the deck. So
Yes.
Tope will play that just for the one draw and I suppose follow up with Medivh's Valet.
Yeah, and even without Harrison in the hand of Tope, it's actually smart to actually use one durability from the weapon. Just get the value out of it instead of being removed, which we'll see right now.
Okay, so I expect just to see a Valet on the Mana Tide Totem because that's honestly the biggest threat on board.
Yes.
Allowing the Shaman to draw more cards is
You do
just
not
a
want
death
Shaman
sentence.
to actually have a card advantage over you,
Mhm.
especially because the Shaman, since the birth of Hearthstone, Shamans usually want to just play minions and just take the board away from you, especially at the beginning of Whispers of the Old Gods, when people are actually crying over Shaman dominance all the time.
Mid-range Shaman.
You know,
Good.
because
I might be the only person that misses Tunnel Trog, but
actually
I'm just gonna
Tunnel
put that
Rug
out
is
there.
a very strong card back then in the what was that expansion?
Yeah, Whispers and the one before it.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh,
which
it
one.
came out in Whispers and then with Karazhan and Spirit Claws. Oh,
Yeah.
that was not the best time for Hearthstone.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
so
that's
Kara
true.
actually has 9 plus 7 plus 4, which is 21. Not close to popping the blob.
that's still short.
But that's the most she could have done. So looks like she could play Flame Tongue anyway to get a value trade into Harrison. And then it's just is this ever a turn where you evolve? I don't think so.
No,
'cause
I don't
kinda
think
want
it
the-
is a good time to evolve, because you have like, I think that's two cost minions, and like if you want to trigger the death rattle of Aya, basically, right? Because you want to level up your Jade Golems, and that's the point of the deck, basically.
On the flip side, she might want to keep the Aya alive so that it's more resistant to AoE. But looks like she's actually just gonna cash in this Bloodlust now and take the 21 damage. And I can see this because
Well, maybe she
because
wants to
the
proc
second
the
Bloodlust
ice
in
block.
hand. Yeah. Like it's a very difficult balance with Shaman against Mage. When do you feel like you are still able to cash in the Bloodlust? When do you feel like your opponent can get a board clear? So sometimes you have to do Bloodlust even when it's not
Ah,
lethal,
okay.
just to make
At
sure
least
that
get the
you,
value out of it, right?
yeah, get the damage while you can. And because she has the second one in hand, I don't mind this.
Yeah.
So now to feeling the pressure, probably gonna start with the Glyph and end with a Flame Strike.
Of course, he needs to wipe the board out. I mean, quickly, because he's already losing the tempo right now. The board is on Kara's side. The health race is already on Kara's side too. I mean, it's hard to come back. The only thing that's gonna keep him alive here is the ice block, right? And the wipes and the board wipes that he can use.
Yep. So I wonder if he'll take the barrier here just to
Yeah.
be a bit more safe. But honestly, I wouldn't hate the Molten Reflection because he has lots of sources of board clear. Like this turn, he could have cleared everything with Flame Strike and still kept stuff on board. So this way he can clear the 5-3 with a ping and trade that.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Then get the barrier here. Alternatively, if he played Flame... Oh, he actually goes face with the Flame. Okay, I can see this because the only charge minion from Kara's deck has been used already, which is Patches. So now she
Okay, that makes sense.
is probably gonna evolve this turn.
And he can actually ping that flame tongue easily.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not much of a threat anyway.
Yeah. So Kara, I feel like she has to go all in here, play everything and evolve, and hopefully something sticks
Yeah, yeah.
enough for Bloodlust. But
But
we
the
see
worst
the
case
Flame
scenario,
Strike.
of course, yeah, the flame strike is the worst case scenario that will happen if any of the evolved minions right here doesn't have a health above 4,
Yeah. Well,
which is very likely actually.
if Kara plays double Bloodsail Corsair, then she gets 5 rolls at a 1-drop and 1 roll at a 3-drop. So, I mean at a 2-drop. So, the 2 drops that can survive Flame Strike are just Cornered Sentry and Dirty Rat. So she would have to be super lucky.
Yeah,
Also, she could get
that's
a
true.
Doomsayer. But honestly, it looks like, I don't know, the only out for her now is to draw Doppelgangster off the top. So I'm not sure how much you can rely on that. So looks like she's gonna go for the risk here.
Yeah, this is a very. The thing is, if she gets unlucky with here, the, she wouldn't have any card in her hand at all.
Oh, she actually holds everything.
Okay.
So now that means
Arcane Intellect.
Volcanic can clear everything. But I'd like to see Tope start with a draw, of course.
Yes, of course. You want to see a better play. Okay.
Okay,
Volcanic
now
Potion.
that we see this Pyro in hand, I want to see Flame Strike and just go Harrison face. If he Volcanics, he definitely has
Okay.
to attack with
Yeah.
Harrison first. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Honestly, he's still in a fine spot here because he will never die this turn at 9 health.
Plus Ice Block.
Yeah, Ice Block and Barrier. So the only non-minion based damage from Shaman is double Jade Lightning, which does 8, at most 10 with Spell Power, so
Yeah.
he's pretty safe. So Tope can just easily set up 3-turn lethal. So he started last turn. This turn it'll be Pyroblast and then followed by Fireball. And there's nothing Cara can do unless she evolves into the 2/3 that heals her. What's that? The Friendly Bartender?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the plus one every
Yeah.
end of the turn.
So
Yeah, but that's very unlikely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard. Kara is actually in a very bad position right now.
yeah, I think she'll go for the evolve now to try and get that healer.
Yes.
It's only if she rolls 4 of those, she goes back to 18. I don't know. But I don't know what world we have to live in for that to happen, and she gets
There we go. Nope.
none of them.
Not gonna work. I
So
guess.
Tope can just Pyroblast with
Or maybe just do double fireball.
double
and
fireball
just
ping, sure.
Ping, yeah. Then
Doesn't
ping next
matter.
turn. Best BM.
Can
that
do
you
that
do.
with impunity.
Yep.
So that means that Tope will be taking the game.
Maybe just concede gloriously by targeting yourself with Jade Lightning.
That's the thing, sure. Well, Kara will probably play Bloodlust, and there's a world where Tope has no burn in hand, right? And he's technically at
Yeah.
17 with Ice Barrier, so Kara can pop that even through the barrier. So
Mhm.
she's gonna go for that here.
And just hope that it's not Ice Block, but
Yeah.
But this match is over. Tope gets the first match. Yeah, this is a rough start actually for Kara, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens in the next games.
Yeah, this was not unexpected. I'd say the
Yeah.
Mage is strongly favored against Shaman, and Tope he drew both Volcanic Potion and the Flame Strike. So
And that's exactly what she wants. And
all that's left is to not misclick.
and he didn't.
All right.
All right.
So Tope going up 1-0 with the Mage out of the way, and we didn't see too much of this Mage deck, but I found it pretty strange that he had Harrison, Meteor, 1 Doomsayer, 1 Polymorph, but
Yeah.
clearly worked out for him. So now Kara, a bit on the back foot, still has to win with that Shaman as well as her Jade Druid and Taunt Warrior.
Yes, and how about we tell them our social media stuff here? You want to see more of this stuff? You want to look at Facebook account at /Mobile Esports Arena. Follow us at Twitch at MeSA Official, and the YouTube account, which everyone might be surprised of, MeSA Official too. That's the name of the channel. Yep, and there. How about the previous the game 1 that we just saw? I think that's a very straightforward play from Tope. Just react to what the Shaman player is doing, just wipe what you can see in the board, just retake the board from the Shaman. That's basically what you want to do against a Shaman player,
Yeah,
right?
it definitely seems like somebody who has experience playing the Mage versus Shaman matchup. He knows exactly how to just make sure the Shaman has nothing they can do. He never put himself in Bloodlust range,
That's true.
always cleared minions.
You want to just take away the board from the Shaman because that's what he wants, right? If the Shaman doesn't have any board in the minion, doesn't have anything in the hand, there's nothing the Shaman can do. And that's basically what Tope did to CaraCute. And that's actually impressive because that's CaraCute. That's one thing, right?
And another interesting thing to note is that Kara's bringing more of a control lineup as far as I
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, she is known for being an aggressive player, but now we can see she actually has a Taunt Warrior. So maybe with this Quest Rogue nerf, Kara thought it's time to break out of my
Yes, yes,
shell,
yes,
do
yes,
something
yes.
different, and I'm really excited to see how she does this. So this is gonna be the N'Zoth Paladin from Tope versus Taunt Warrior from Cara. And in my experience, I'd say that the N'Zoth Paladin is a bit favored here because just Taunt Warriors have so much trouble dealing with Cairn and Tyrion, and the N'Zoth Paladin can just bring them back and back and back.
That's true. And how about the mulligan? I think Kara is actually got a not that great mulligan right here. I mean, the Stonehill Defender is actually a good card for the early parts of the game,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
you know, the other one she got is a 5-cost taunt and a brawl.
Yeah, so the way that CaraCute wins this matchup is to get the quest super early. Like,
Yes.
take all the cheap taunts you can from the Stonehill, and then just, like, if you have Curator in your opening hand, you would keep it in a slow matchup just to make sure you have the refill. Get the quest done as soon as possible, and then just spam that hero power button.
Yeah, just rag your opponent to death. Man.
Hopefully, it does enough.
That's actually a powerful quest. Actually, just making yourself a Ragnaros basically with 2 costs every turn.
Yeah, it is extremely powerful, especially in these slower matchups where your health doesn't matter so much because you're not under pressure. Being able to switch your hero power right away is fine.
Yeah.
Like, you're not scared of dying, and you will just at some point hit your opponent's face.
Yeah.
So Cara now just slow turn 2s from both players as you would expect from a control mirror.
Yep.
And Stonehill, we don't see the choice. Okay, there. These are kind of
What do you think?
expensive. Take the Ornery Diehard, perhaps.
Yeah,
because-
that's what I think too. Because I don't think the Ancient of Blossoms is kind of worth it.
Yeah, the Direhorn at least
Nope.
puts some pressure on board.
Yeah.
And the Bruiser is not worth it for the stats that you get. So.
Hey, I want to ask a question right here.
Yeah?
Because right here, it tells a taunt with a Battlecry of Adapt. Is it possible that you're gonna pick a taunt adapt when you Battlecry?
Yeah,
when
so
you have a
it's
taunt?
actually possible for it to appear
Okay.
in your choices. So that means that you only have 9 real choices. So Ornery
Okay.
Direhorn, it's a little redundant. But you will at least always have 2 other choices that aren't taunts. So
Yeah, but yeah, whatever. I don't think so. Okay.
there's
But
no
I think
super
that's,
taunt.
I think that's Ornery. I think she'll choose Ornery right here.
Yeah,
Yep.
and she goes for it. So Tope also pretty slow hand, but he can just play his own Stonehill
Stonehill.
here.
Yep.
Curve out into Infested. He really wants to draw into his Cairn and his Tyrions as soon as possible.
Yeah, and well, we're basically just waiting for him to bring out his Stonehill because I don't think there's any other good choice here. There's no, well, maybe, yeah.
You could
There
think
we go.
about Doomsayer so he can get an empty board Torrent, but I don't really like it. And that's a
Yeah,
Tarim. Ooh, Stonehill so good in Paladin. Just getting an additional Tarim or Tyrion is just so insane for the matchup.
Of course, because basically you want, whenever one of them dies, you want to just bounce them back into your hand. And right now you have 2 of them, and that's gonna give more, like, trouble for your opponent.
So Cara, with a dead draw in terms of the Dirty Rat, that's definitely something you don't want to
Yep.
play early. If you pull out Tyrion or Karen, you're basically just shooting yourself in the foot. So
Especially now that we can look at the hand of her opponent.
yeah.
There's a lot of big minions that she don't want to summon early on.
Yeah, like the
Ragnaros,
Ragnar.
yeah.
But if she's able to pull out the N'Zoth with
Yep.
the Dirty Rat, that eliminates one of the best win conditions. So if Cara can time this Dirty Rat right, maybe get a little bit lucky, then she could have a big advantage.
Yeah,
here.
because that's one of like what you said. That's one of the win conditions. You can actually she can actually eliminate one of the win conditions of Tope's deck.
So
And yeah,
Cara thinking about Ali Armorsmith or Harrison. So Harrison seems really good here. It challenges the board and it gets her a draw. But she could be thinking that when Tyrion comes down and she's able to deal with it, the Harrison could get her more draws because of the Ashbringer. But I don't mind this here at all. It's just good for tempo, and she has
It's
a
a
good
value,
curve
yeah.
afterward anyway.
well,
So Tope can actually coin out the Tarim if he just wants to keep the constant pressure going. If not, maybe just Hydro and
yeah,
Infested
but
Torrent.
you think it's actually a good play to just coin out Tarim? I mean, well, maybe she can wait further, right?
I don't mind it because the thing with the Warrior is that you can't overextend too much because they have so many board clears. Like whirlwind fishes, double brawl, things like that. So if you can get in a little bit of damage when you only have, like, see, 2 to 3 minions on board, then it's really good.
Okay.
But if she wants to go, rather, if Tope wants to go for a bigger Terran, then that also is fine, but a bit weaker to AoE. Like, generally, against the Taunt Warrior, if you want to go wide on board, you just need to make sure that you have refill to follow up.
Okay.
So, from what I can see, if Tope played Taram last turn, he would still have some refill, but I don't mind this.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And at least, unlike the previous game, Kara actually has a lot of, there's a lot of plays that she can do with the minions that she has in her hand right now.
So Kara's sequencing with playing this ghoul is to play around Getaway Kodo, which makes sense, but unfortunately she gets punished because of its redemption. So the proper sequencing for redemption there is to trade with Harrison first and then play ghoul, but Kara had no way of knowing that, so I think she made the correct play.
Yeah.
So now she's forced to play War Axe, I guess. And it's not as clean, but she can at least get rid of that 2-1 and maintain board control.
Well, at least she has the board control right now, and that's exactly what you want as a, as a warrior, regardless of the archetype, right? I mean,
Yeah, well, more like she just wants to make sure she's not getting run over. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that the Taunt Warrior looks to gain board control in the sense that they're pressuring the opponent, but
Yeah.
in this matchup, it really helps Kara because while her hero power is not online yet, the Rag hero power, then she's not really doing much. So it's good to put Tope in a position where he can't just freely develop things.
it would be harder if no, I'm sorry.
It's all good, yeah.
I was confused.
So Topet gonna go for this Consecrate and Doomsayer. Another good Doomsayer timing so that he could coin out Ragnaros on an empty board, or if he top decks Tyrion, that is actually insane. So Kara now can go for the Dirty Rat, and is it gonna be second Doomsayer?
Okay.
No. She misses the Nazoth, which would have been insane, but I mean,
Or at least,
that's all she
or
could
at
have
least
done.
just a Primordial Drake, just eliminate that battle cry from.
yeah, or
Yeah.
even the Rag Light Lord, and the Tyram. Honestly, that was the worst pull from Kara
Yeah,
there.
actually.
So that was really unlucky, but what can you do? Doomsayer is also kind of a dead card in Topet's hand anyway, so he must be breathing a sigh of
Yeah.
relief.
But because there's no reason to actually just pull out the Doomsayer because there's nothing to wipe in Kara's board. And well, the game actually swung back to Topet's favor here.
Yeah, but Kara with a pretty good top deck allows her to clear the whole board with Primordial Drake, and I think the quest is, 3 minions?
Yeah, how many
I think it's
taunt
just been
minions
2,
is
right?
there?
Stonehill and that.
Okay.
She didn't play, she played Harrison and then some. Oh no, she played Dirty Rat, so it's 3, I think. So now Tope can go for Hero Power Taram or just a Rag Light, or both of them are able to challenge the Drake.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Taram. I mean, Rag is okay, but it's not really like, I mean, it's not really urgent to just use Rag this early. I mean, he has the board control.
Yeah, perhaps a little weak to execute too. So we actually
Yeah,
see
yeah, that's
second
true.
Dirty Rat from Kara. So I don't expect to see it come out this turn, but she has another shot at getting that Nazoth. So
Yeah.
can't wait to see it. So I think that Kara will just play Bloodhoof and Ali Armorsmith here, get that much closer to the quest. She's not under much pressure. So I just like to see that.
Okay. So what's the next move that would possibly help, Kara in this turn? Well, maybe just like what you said, it's the Dirty Rat. And just try to be lucky and try to
Not this turn.
pull out, but I don't know.
I think it'll be Ali and Bloodhoof.
Just try to bring out some more presence on the board.
And
Maybe just try, I don't know, either of the two. I'll go with Ali or Bloodhoof. Nope.
oh wow, so she's only going to play one taunt this turn, it seems.
Yeah.
So +1/+1.
Yeah, I'll go with +1/+1. I was about to say it. I mean, yeah. You want a stickier minion.
I'm interested why she didn't play 2 minions, because it's really, really good to be mana efficient here. It just gets you closer to the quest
Yeah,
as soon
plus
as possible.
you're gonna get more minions to complete your quest more quicker, right?
So
I don't know.
the top deck Steed from Tope allows him to not cleanly clear the 6/6, but he could if he really wanted to Steed and then trade into that. But yeah, Aldor seems a lot better. Aldor plus Steed on the 3/3, I think, and then clear that 1/6. Okay, so just going for true silver
he-
allows him to clear everything.
He
Don't
just
mind
wants
that
to
either.
just wipe the board and just retake it. Maybe that's just what he wants right now.
Yeah, and actually he could skip the hero power here to play around Brawl, but then it doesn't seem like Brawl is that devastating yet,
Yeah.
so
No, not
I don't
really.
mind playing it.
Because the only like quality card that he can actually kill here is Tarim, and he already used his worth here.
Yeah,
So,
so
it's not much.
Kara with the top deck Dire Horn means that she can go for double 5 drops and still stay mana efficient.
Yeah, but maybe she could just go with a 2 minion taunt here.
Yeah, I mean, double 5 drops for sure. I'm not sure if it's double alley, but I kind of like playing the Dire Horn as soon as possible so you get closer to drawing that 6/9.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely going to be an alley. You know,
She could have thought about Dirty Rat Brawl there, but I feel like she can still hold out a little bit more. So after this double taunt turn, she could go for Dirty Rat
well,
Brawl.
maybe that makes sense. I mean, you want she can actually play Dirty Rat and then Brawl because the next turn will be turn 10, and there will be more opportunity for Tope to bring out the big minions. And I don't know, maybe not. Because she can still use Brawl anyway if Tope brings out the big minions that he has.
Wow, actually going for the Armor Smith here. I seem to be missing something. I wonder why she doesn't want to play the Ali Armor Smith here.
Yeah.
Those just get her closer to the quest. So she could have been 2 minions ahead on the quest. I think she could have completed the quest by now if she played Ali Armor Smith, Bloodhoof Brave last turn, and then went for double 5 drops this turn. Or maybe just been one off, I'm not sure. But this kind of slow play seems
Maybe
like
she's
it'll
trying to
punish her
delay
a
too
bit.
much. Maybe she's trying to delay too much. I mean, putting the armor smith at this time is kind of awkward. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it accomplishes much. So
Yeah.
Tope can go for trade with the 3/2 and the 1/1 and then Primordial Drake to clear Kara's whole board, but I honestly don't mind just playing the Curator.
Yeah, actually, any play that Tope does here, it's actually viable. Except, of course, just throwing out those big minions left and right, right? Because that ain't be good. But I don't know. Any play that he can do, it's actually viable because there's not much of a threat from Kara's side. There's not much in her board. There's not much that she's actually doing, right? There's not much of a threat.
I think it was between Steed, Drake, and Curator. You don't play Rag out there just because it's overcommitting too
Mhm.
much into Brawl. But yeah, and the Drake seems to like kill Tope's board too much, so I like seeing that Curator there. So now Kara, I wonder if she goes for quest completion or the Dirty Rat Brawl. I would have liked to see the quest completion last turn.
Okay, Stonehill. That's I don't know.
So she could go Dirty Rat Brawl and then Stonehill after?
Yeah. If she plays Stonehill first, I think she's just completely delaying just too much right now. There we go. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know. I can't read into Kara's play right now.
Second Dire Horn seems fine. She could go for the Tentacle so she can play Bloodhoof and Tentacle this turn. I'm not aware of how many cards left are in the quest, but depending on whether if it's just
Okay. She
one
she
more, then I
chose
don't mind
Dire
playing
Horn.
the Dire Horn, yeah. I think
Okay.
she's at 6 out of 7, but could be wrong. So
Is she? No, I don't think so. I think she's still. How? I mean, how many?
yeah, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
the 7th, and then so she can play the weapon right now, but I don't think she really needs. Okay, that's fine as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Just try to remove one of the opponent's minions in the board.
So now
Plus, she has a lot of taunt here, so there's not much of a threat that her opponent can do.
So Tope is now feeling a bit of the pressure now that the
Yes,
quest is
of course.
complete, and he is thinking about how best to clear this board without extending too much into Brawl. But honestly, I wouldn't hate playing a Tarim somewhere here. Well, you take the value trade into the 1/4 first, and then you play like hero power, hydro Tarim probably, and
Or-
then you just go face for 6.
Or maybe just play it like safer, like try to, you know, just brute force this board right here and just, you know, like what you said, don't overextend too much. But I don't know, what you said makes sense actually.
In
But the thing is,
terms of-
if he plays Tarim right now, and then the brawl like executes in the next turn, I think it's a good brawl for Kara. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
I think so.
So playing the Kodo here is kind of a halfway measure, like saying, all right, if you brawl, I think Kara needs to brawl this. If you don't, then you still have good refill. But this is probably the better play from Tope here. So Kara now probably gonna go for the Dirty
Yeah.
Rat brawl. I don't see what
It's
else.
definitely a Dirty Rat brawl right now. There's no reason to play other things. I mean, she has nothing on the board. She needs to clear this one out.
She can clear 3 minions with the Ghoul and then clear the Curator with her weapon, but then it doesn't seem as clean as Dirty Rat
Yeah.
brawl in my opinion.
I
So-
think she's gonna do that.
Wow, very very conservative with the
Yeah,
brawl.
she's gonna do that. I don't know. Maybe
So,
maybe she's
In this
she's
case,
like
you should
thinking of
hero
what
power first. Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
it's the I don't know if she really wanted to see that,
Yeah.
but now this probably means she'll play the Dire Horn Hatchling.
or maybe she's worrying too much on what Tope has. I mean, inside his deck. I mean,
Yeah.
she's playing too conservatively here. She's playing too safe.
Well, in Kara's perspective, her biggest threat from Tope's deck is the N'Zoth. And she really wants to make sure she has at least one brawl in hand for when N'Zoth comes out. But the thing is, Tope has only played one Death Rattle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Just the Infested Tauren. There's been no Karen and,
The,
well, no Tyrion. That's the big thing. So, Kara just was wondering if she could take that window to brawl early and start pushing the hero power to face before the N'Zoth comes down. But she instead decides to take a safer route and tries to outlast the N'Zoth, I think, by saving this brawl. But I'm not sure if she can keep this up because she's running out of stuff to do, and at this point it seems like the brawl would just get worse.
yeah, that's true. And you know, the threat of N'Zoth is not that big right now because, like you said, there's only one minion to revive.
Could be
But
more,
N'Zoth-
I'm not sure. But there's no Tyrion
Yeah,
and no Karen.
but definitely
so-
there's no, I mean, big minion to revive by N'Zoth right here, and there's no reason to like save the brawl for now. I mean, maybe she's expecting a longer game, but I don't know. There's no reason to do that as for now, but you
Yeah,
know,
so
we'll see.
Tope can now comfortably play Spike Ridge Steed and take trades into the Ali Armor Smith. He will give Karen additional 4 armor, but it's not too much of a problem. See, so now Tope has that board state that I was saying is so good against the Taunt Warrior, which is 2 to 4 minions that deal a lot of damage, but it's not too wide that if you get brawled, you'll be
Yeah.
out of resources. So now Kara is feeling so much pressure.
Yeah. Do you think Kara is like giving Tope a lot of leeway right now? I mean, there's not much of pressure. There's not much that she's doing. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, there's no immediate threat. There's no much play, right? You have that 3/3 on the board that actually doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that by saving the brawl, she gave Tope so much time to
Yes.
develop things. But I can definitely see where she's coming from because if you don't have brawl and then like the second refill comes from Tope, you lose. But then I feel like because this matchup is so unfavored for the Taunt Warrior to begin with, you kind of have to take those risks with the early
Mhm.
brawl.
Oh,
oof,
no,
the
not
worst
really, not-
roll.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's a bad target.
yeah, I think she just has to play the Matriarch here. 6/9 is the best thing to challenge the
Yep.
board, but she's definitely not looking at a very good spot here.
Not
There's
really. Then
the
there's
Tyrion.
Tyrion. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like she's giving Tope a lot of time, like to cycle the deck, get the important Death Rattle minions for N'Zoth to be actually valuable. Like right now, well maybe just saving the brawl actually makes sense right now because well N'Zoth will like
I
have more value.
don't think it makes that much sense because like Kara won't be able to deal with the pre-N'Zoth board, like the first Tyrion. She doesn't have an answer for it in hand, so she would have to brawl then. And then when N'Zoth comes down, she still doesn't have an answer, so she has to top deck the second brawl. Even then, there's the Ashbringer problem,
Okay.
so I just don't really see a way out for Kara here. So tope, I wonder why he took Eye for an Eye, by the way. Well, I guess because if the Rag Hero Power hits face, that's like free 8 damage, so
Yeah.
sure, can see that.
Just bring out the secret.
So Curator is definitely something, at least it provides a bit of refill, so I think that's the play this turn along with Hero Power. If the Hero Power hits face, then Kara goes down to 10 health and she's very close to dying.
Yeah, and she wants to like remove at least a minion with her hero power here. She doesn't want to hit face right now. Just eliminate any threats on the board
Yeah.
that's actually threatening her.
Ideal scenario for Kara is to hit the Taram and then Curator.
Yeah, that's the ideal scenario for her, and just get something out of the board basically.
Okay,
Okay.
second worst hit, I think. I mean, you don't really want to hit the Aldor because it has a death rattle, so sure. I think she's still forced to play Curator here.
But at least it's gonna give her a cycle on the deck.
I think it's just
Nice.
one draw, yeah.
Oh,
Because
come
she
on.
already played the other hatchling and drew the matriarch, so oof, pretty rough here. So tope, I'd be surprised if there's no Tyrion coming out. Just Tyrion, and I don't think you hero power here.
Yeah, like it's already in like a very later part of the game. There we go, Tyrion's on the board. That's a huge pressure right there.
Mm-hmm. Skipping
And-
hero power to play around brawl seems fine.
Yeah, and there's no other way to like remove Tyrion other than brawl really, because what can she play to deal
Yeah,
with this?
it'd have to be like a
board?
3-card combo: whirlwind, another
Yeah.
whirlwind, and an execute.
Yes.
So Kara in a
there's
really
there's
rough
no
spot.
there's no way to actually deal with this board other than brawl, and if she uses brawl, she won't have any brawl to deal with N'Zoth later on.
Okay, the winning line for Kara is to Dirty Rat pull N'Zoth and then brawl, and then the Dirty Rat wins.
Yeah, and-
That's what I can see here.
that's the ideal scenario too.
And even then, there's still a Primordial Drake.
There we go.
And
Oh my.
okay, so
That ain't gonna work.
so what's it gonna be?
Tyrion. I'm calling it. Oh, no, not really.
It's Tarim rather. Okay, so gonna have to hero power, I guess, to try and clear the 3/3.
Maybe it's a good decision to just no. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe just pull out the Acolyte of Pain, just get more cycle in the deck.
I think that.
I think that's the
as
best timing for the Light Lord, really.
Yeah, for sure. This is a really strong Light Lord, and being able to fit in the hero power now makes it so that the Rag hero power is harder to snipe.
Yes.
I don't think that you would skip hero power at any point as Kara though, because that is the only way you win by getting extreme value out of the hero power.
Yeah, and so far she did not get any extreme value out of her hero
Yes.
power, like killing that free minion and the other one.
So it has to be Primordial Drake, I think, and then hero power try to snipe the Rag. If she doesn't snipe the Rag, she's
already in a
she's
very,
dead. She's actually
yeah.
dead if she doesn't snipe the Rag because
she-
the Eye for an Eye will put her to 5. So
Okay, there we go.
okay, it's over. Feels bad,
No,
but
no.
I mean, not much you can do against N'Zoth Paladin. Okay.
There we go.
So that brings Tope up to 1, and quite unfortunate for Kara,
Okay. That's a very rough game for Kara actually.
Mhm.
Now Tope is on 2-game lead. I mean, the first game was actually unfortunate for Kara because, well, Mage is favored against Shaman.
Yeah.
And the next one, I think she gave a bit more leeway to his opponent that he actually had the time to cycle through his deck and get the cards that he wants, especially Tyrion, just like what we were talking about earlier on.
Yeah.
And then the brawl didn't actually get too much, like you said, you want to have the Dirty Rat win the brawl, but
No
that's
way to
very
control
unlikely.
that.
That's very unlikely because there's a lot of minions from Tope's deck. The board, the Tope's board, and I don't know. Maybe Kara is on the back foot the whole game.
Yeah, I would
More or
definitely
less,
say
yeah.
Paladin is favored. N'Zoth
Yeah.
Paladin is favored against Taunt Warrior, and maybe would have liked to see an earlier brawl from Kara there, but even so, I'm not sure if it would have won her the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on, Kara finally gets a favored matchup in the Taunt Warrior versus Aggro Druid, and in
Yeah,
this
at least-
matchup, you just toss that quest away. You don't need it. Get that War Axe, get those Ghoul Fishes, and just clear everything one by one.
And just take it all there. Just snowball your opponent out there. Just kill him.
Yep, so I expect that Tope only keeps Innervate and you definitely don't keep Tar Creeper in this matchup, I think, unless you have a Vicious Fledgling to go with it. I wasn't sure if you would keep the Crab, because it's just not a strong one-drop, but paired with Mark of Yasharaj, it's a strong turn one.
Yeah, still, because Mark of Yasharaj is actually a very strong card for turn
So
2.
Kara actually keeps the quest here, which is very surprising to me, because in the Aggro Druid matchup, you really don't
So a
need...
second Hunger Crab, look at that.
Yeah. So we could go for Crab or
Yeah.
Crab Yasharaj, which I think is the better play to play around War Axe. But yeah,
Yeah.
as I was saying, it's very surprising that Kara kept the quest here because it's not a win condition in this matchup. Honestly, you just want to have all your board clear and just exhaust the Druid of the resources.
Mm-hmm.
So Tope choosing not to innervate the Mark of Yasharaj, which means that Kara can just axe down this Crab, but it doesn't feel that good because it's a 1-2, right? It doesn't look threatening. Maybe she wants to play the Armor Smith.
Or maybe he wants to play like the Crab and next turn and coin out the Mark of Yasharaj. Maybe that's what he's thinking, like bait out the Fire War Axe, just let it kill that.
Yeah, could be a
Crab.
bait,
Yeah,
sure.
but
So,
apparently not.
so Kara will not fall for it and just plays this
Yeah.
here, and it's fine because the mark on the Crab still won't let it kill the Armor Smith on its own. Okay, so this is actually a bit more of a mid-range aggressive Druid, my bad. So it does make a little bit more sense now why she kept the quest because there's some more top-end
Yeah.
threats from Tope here, like the Shell Shifter.
Okay.
So Tope, I don't see a reason to coin out any more one-drops.
He maybe just attack the face. That's the best thing that he can do right here.
Yeah, I think you save this for next turn and then go super wide and buff the board.
Yep. Stonehill, that's an automatic play right there. Because there's no other reason to play other cards. Like, you want to do Acolyte of Pain? Nope.
She could have played War Axe, but it's not mana efficient. But I kind of like clearing the Crab there. Like, the Armor Smith still lives, but... I mean, she could play the War Axe next turn because most likely the Crab goes
Oh
into
yes,
the
she
1/4.
has Armor Smith, so she can clear that Crab with the Fire War Axe.
Yeah, so Tope now probably just gonna go for Firefly, Crab, Innervate, Power the Wild. Do those Aggro Druid things,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Kara's gonna be hoping to draw her Brawl very soon.
It is a huge starting board for Tope. You know what? I'm not sure. Maybe it's the draw. I don't know. It seems like Tope is actually getting a lot of strong cards at the beginning of the game. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a very strong early board. I mean, look at that. 4
Innervate.
minions, then you can innervate the Power of the Wild.
Innervate isn't a very fair card, but you know,
Yeah.
that's just why Aggro Druid is still popular these days. However, this wouldn't have been as insane if Kara cleared that Hungry Crab last turn, but it's okay. One Brawl draw can change this whole game.
But even so, still, even with that Hunger Crab gone, there's still 3 minions with Power of the Wild here, and that's a huge starting for the Druid against a Warrior because Warrior doesn't have anything to deal with this other than just trade
I mean,
minions.
honestly, even though it seems so insane, if you played War Axe last turn, then you would have cleared the Hungry Crab, and then the second half of the War Axe could clear another
yeah.
minion, so that leaves only 2/2/3s, which is not that threatening. Still insane for what the Druid
Yeah,
is able
still.
to do, but like also if she had cleared the Hungry Crab, then it wouldn't have been able to get a value trade into the Stonehill. But I mean, mana efficiency is still kind of important. So now I guess it's gonna be Stegodon, which feels bad,
Yeah,
man.
that's actually no.
Yeah, Hunger Crab. I mean, Dirty Rat. I don't blame her for playing that for sure, because the only huge punish would be like Bittertide Hydra.
Okay, that should make sense.
Okay, so I guess she just goes through clearing this, yeah, and then faced with the Armor Smith. So Tope gets the second buff on this board. Oh my god,
Oh my
and a
god,
third.
no, not really. Come on.
That's insane. So
That's not a good
Double-
disposition for Kara.
double buffs here means that the Crab gets a value trade into the Rat, and
just
she
go
can
straight to
he
face,
can
or
go
maybe
face
just-
for 12, yeah, or
Yeah.
trade into the Armor Smith. I guess you could do that just to make sure.
I mean, just regardless, that is a very nice advantage for Tope here.
It has to be brawl for Cara here
Yeah.
off the top.
Karen needs to just, draw something here, because the only play that she can do in the next turn, if there's nothing, I mean, there's no brawl or anything, just would be the 4-cost taunt here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty sad.
that's the only thing that she can play here. And that's not a very good play, actually, because with your opponent having the board control plus these buffs, well, he can actually just look at that.
This aggro druid things, like just to put it in perspective, that's 1 mana, 4 worth of stats, and 2 mana, 4 worth of stats.
Yes.
With no downside, it's insane.
I mean, this is gonna be a favorable trade regardless, like that.
That's not a brawl, so
Come
Cara
on.
can't even axe anything
The-
down, so
The
she's...
only thing that she can do here is just bring down the taunt, try to, I don't know, get armor up. Nope, actually that's 4 cost.
Could be Acolyte and Armor up, and then that
Yeah.
would mean Tope is 1 off with the hero power. Oh, 2 off rather, but I don't know.
No, this is a very rough spot for Kara. Again, 3 games in a row. Very bad luck. I'm not sure if
Although-
it's a bad luck. I don't want to take credit away from Tope. Actually, he's playing it greatly.
Yeah, I disagree with Cara keeping the quest there, but who's to say if that 1 card toss could have been a brawl
Yeah,
if she
yeah,
got it back.
actually.
But I do think that taking that additional chance to get the brawl is correct. Anyway, she's not dead
Look
yet,
at- I mean,
so could
Look
be a
at
brawl
this.
off
This
the
is a
top.
very rough spot. If I'm Kara right now, I'll be like, I'll be tempted to just click that concede button.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. How can you deal with that without brawl? The only thing that she can hope for is to just get the brawl in the next draw, which
Nope.
no.
So that's gonna be
that's it.
I choose death.
Yeah, it's over. There's no way she can win this. Okay, as in this game, I think there's the factor of Tope having a very good early hand.
For sure.
Yeah, those 2 Power of Wilds and then the Mark of Lotus, that gave. I mean, that's an insane tempo. Look at that. I mean, look at.
That's
just-
not to say that's even the best aggro druid start you can get, because
Yeah.
you can go like Bloodsail Corsair and pull the patches. Like Hungry Crab is an below average 1 drop for aggro druid, but once you slap a Mark of Yasharaj onto that, the refill keeps going, and Cara
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
get her removal, but honestly...
And I mean,
yeah.
there's no removal at all.
Yeah,
there's
the brawl.
nothing. I mean, not even a single, just a weak attempt for a wipe with a ghoul
Yeah.
or something. There's nothing. Just nothing to respond to any of the threats that the druid player actually did.
To be fair, I feel like she missed out on a turn where she could have used the War Axe to clear the crab, and also
Yeah,
could
maybe.
have tossed the quest. But sometimes there's just nothing you can do even so. So I really hope this doesn't discourage Cara from playing control decks. Like that's just like too
Yeah,
cute, too
thi-
unfavorables. and
This
then
is the
got
first
nothing.
time we see her just use like slower type of decks, and she just got a bad time using those slower types of decks. And,
So, well played to Tope, and that will conclude our 3rd match on the stream. So
and that
we're
was a
gonna
very
take-
quick match, actually. 3-0, the first match that we had is a 3-0. The next one actually ended in a bit of a bad ending because of the disconnect, and this one's
Yeah.
another 3-0. Every match that we have seen so far are, quick games, fast games, and just still haven't seen kind of a close series right now.
Yeah. Definitely later on, I expect to see some of those though.
Yeah.
So we'll take a 5-minute break, guys, and we'll be right back.